Hello, I'm Brenda Sanders-Cassmore. Welcome to Health Bites. Today I have Russell McCabe with me, and he's here to talk to us about Sophie, his service dog. Hey, Russell. Hi, Sophie. Welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot, Brenda. Thanks for having us.
So, how long have you had Sophie?
A year and a half now.
Yeah.
Got her in June of 2016.
Right. And how is she different than just like as opposed to a pet?
Sophie's trained as a service dog, so that means she works. She helps me with my PTSD, with my anxiety and depression. She's trained. I have a problem with crowds of people.
Right.
So my anxiety will get ramped up. Sophie realizes when that's happening, and she'll let me know, and then I can do what I learned how to do to bring my anxiety down.
So, what types of things does she do to help you in monitoring your anxiety?
She'll just being around her brings me a lot of comfort and ease. But if I'm getting triggered, say by something, she'll let me know. She'll either rub my leg, depending where she is. She's down there now, so she would rub my leg or would look up at me just to let me know that I'm getting a little anxious. Sure.
And so she helps you with crowds too?
Yes, yeah. I can go to functions where there's people, like say a big arena, that's no problem being in that arena. But it's when people get too close and get crowding in, almost like claustrophobic, that I don't feel like I have a way out. Then I tend to get really anxious, and Sophie picks up on that. And
so, what would she do in that circumstance?
She would just pull me. She's always attached to me. She has a gentle lead on there now, which is attached to me, so that she knows which way I'm going. If I'm turning right, left on a dime, she just follows along with me.
Right.
And so if she sees us going into a crowd where it's too much for me, she's 80 pounds. She just gives a good yank, and away I go with her. And, she more or less says, Dad, you're not supposed to do that. I'm pulling you to safety, sort of thing. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you first learn of these service dogs?
I went away to Bellwood in Toronto in 2010 for treatment for my PTSD. It was there that they recommended that I get a service dog for my PTSD. But that didn't come overnight, because I didn't think what could a dog do for me, sort of thing. Right. So I wasn't really interested. So as time went on and my PTSD, I guess, got worse, it was suggested strongly to me again that I get a dog. So I checked around. There was none here on PEI, so I heard of Heather Logan in Nova Scotia. She has Maritime Specialty Service Dog Society, who trains dogs specifically for PTSD, diabetes, autism, epilepsy. Amazing what she trains dogs for. So I reached out to Heather, and I did an interview on the phone. I also had to go over in person to do an interview over there. And so it was that was probably 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, and the process started from that.
And so, do you still work on your training with her?
I do, yeah. I'll if I have any problems, I just give Heather a call. But I go over at least twice a year to see her. She wants to check in on and make sure Sophie is maintaining everything that she's been taught, and make sure that I'm keeping up with the training as well, that Sophie has to do everything that she was taught. So
right. And now we were speaking earlier, you were talking about her vest, and that helps differentiate her as a service dog and things like that. I understand that you can just buy them online now, the vests.
Yeah, that's
a problem.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, and it's sort of getting out of hand, because you just can't go online and order a vest for your pet, and people think that that's okay. You just put it on the dog or the cat or whatever, and take it wherever you want. The problem with that is that you can tell quite easily if a dog has been properly trained or not.
She's gone through intensive training.
Yeah, about 13 months of training. Sophie was trained specifically for my condition. So when I did my interview with Heather, then Heather, all the stuff, do all that stuff that most dogs do, but it's much more intense than it was intense to be in contact with my triggers for my post-traumatic stress disorders. So that's what Heather really had to work a lot with her.
So when she has the vest on, she's a working dog.
She's a working dog. She's not too, nobody should interact with her. Nobody should talk to her, whistle to her, say, oh, what a cute dog, you know, because what that does is takes Sophie away from doing what she's supposed to be doing, and that's looking after me. Sophie would be quite happy to interact with people. It's not that she's a snobbish dog, but she knows she has a job to do.
And when she's got the vest off, she's allowed to play and act like a normal dog.
Yeah, I mean, if I took her vest off right here now, she'd be all through the studio here. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, yeah. As you can see now, she's just laying there with her chin on my foot and just making sure I'm okay.
You're comfortable.
Yeah.
You're comfortable in your surroundings.
Yeah.
She knows that she's going to relax.
Yeah.
Don't worry about you.
Exactly. I mean, and see, I guess that's the problem getting back to the vest is that there is comfort dogs, there is therapy dogs, you know. Those dogs also have vests on them, but those dogs, that's their purpose, is to interact with people.
Right.
You know? So the key word is service dog. Like, service means working. And that's why I don't have her name on there, because somebody could say, hey, Sophie, come here, Sophie. And Sophie would hear her name and she would look, you know, like she knows her name. So, I mean, so she doesn't need any distractions. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to keep it all about you. Well, I want to thank you, Russell. Thank you, Sophie, for coming here.
You're welcome, Brenda. Thank you.
Bringing more exposure to what service dogs can do for you. And thank you so much, and thank you for watching.